Hey guys, welcome to Sippin' and Spillin' with Sid from 3 Mississippi. Thanks for clicking on the video. Hope you're having a good day. It's raining here, which we needed. I think we're still having the tail end of, I guess, Francine rolling through. Come on, Bunk. He's very insistent lately. He doesn't like it when it rains, even though he's got his whole area here, his little house. He's been sleeping a lot in his little house, but he just, if I'm on the front porch, he wants to be in my lap, and if he's not, he's gonna tell me about it. Mike and Frankie, of course, had choir practice after church today, and the First Baptist Church was having you could sit there and eat, or you could get it to go, a catfish meal. And the proceeds from it go to help their youth program at their church, and we get out 30 minutes before they do. So while they were in choir practice, I went and picked up their food, so it was ready for them when they got out of choir practice, and didn't have to wait around as long to wait for everybody from the Baptist church who was getting out to get through the line. So saved me maybe a few minutes of time on that. But then I did have to walk like a block in the rain because since the church parking lot was still packed, there was really nowhere to park, and it was raining pretty good at the time. So that was a little bit of a bummer. And I did step in a puddle because I happened to park in a puddle. And so when I got out, I stepped right in it. So that was fun. Enjoyed that. I just finished baking a cake. I'm waiting for it to cool so that I can put the frosting on, and I'm boiling water right now, a big thing of water for a big thing of homemade mac and cheese that I'm going to be making to take to church tonight for the kids. Everybody signs up to volunteer to feed a night, and tonight is the night that I'm doing it. So Bunko, sir, thank you. So anyway, so I've got that going, and in between I was troubleshooting some things and filming a couple clips of things that I needed for some videos that I'm working on, and all that good stuff. Mike actually kind of late last night. I don't think he started until like 9 o'clock last night. He started working on the shop again because it was raining this weekend. So he was working on the second half of the rafters up high and finishing the header. I did film them working on that a couple weeks ago now, which you guys haven't seen yet because I was sort of holding that to use with something else. So it'll probably be in the next week or two that you guys will see the progress on that video. And some of him working last night did not get filmed because I was filming and working on other stuff. So, which is a bummer because it was a lot of progress that got done, but I wasn't there to film it. So unfortunately, you guys won't get to see that portion of it, but it is what it is. Gonna make do with the footage that I have. And that's okay, it goes that way sometimes. I know Mike gets frustrated sometimes filming when he's trying to work because it's hard, as I can attest to, because I do it often. When you're trying to film and do something, it gets in the way. You have to stop and start filming. You got to move your camera. You got to do this. You got to do that. So it's just it gets a little bit daunting sometimes to make sure you're doing everything. And so I guess his answer to that is to just not worry about it. If I'm not there to film it, it's not going to get filmed most of the time. But that's all right. It is what it is. I can work around that. So I do have, like I said, I've got about a few videos in the works right now. One of which I hope to finish up today, which the clock is ticking. I'm trying to cook this big meal, film this. I got to go upstairs and work on editing the video that you guys will see on Tuesday, which Mike harvested a bunch of his peppers, and he's going to kind of take you through some of the process of what he's doing with the peppers and what he's turning them into, and what to look for, and kind of some tips and tricks, I guess, with your peppers. So I'll be putting that out on Tuesday if all goes according to plan, we hope. And then, of course, we'll have you know, Friday's video, we did have a plan for Friday's video, but we got rained out from doing that. So I may go to some of my other footage this week and add a little something to it and make that for Friday's video. So I've got stuff in the works. But my goal, like I said, today is once I finish in the kitchen to the point where the mac and cheese is in the oven, I can go upstairs, work on this video. Ideally, I wanted to get it to the point where I could hit render and get it finished before I left. But there is one piece that I will have to film once I get back. But that's okay. I can clip that in and then hit render and dink around for a little bit, I guess, and then upload it so I can start getting it ready for Tuesday. And then I'll be able to move on to the next thing. So I'll be able to really tomorrow hunker down and edit. So we'll get that going. You know, I've got a lot of sponsorship videos right now that I'm working on, which can be stressful, which I've talked to you guys about before, but you know, it's part of the business of YouTube. It's part of what pays the bills, and I prefer to do integrated videos where it's just kind of, you know, a couple of minutes of whatever the product is that we're showing you, and then moving on to whatever it is whatever task we're doing or whatever thing we have going on. But some companies really like just dedicated videos, which is just solely about their product. Which, you know, that's fine. That's their thing. I usually don't put those out as their own, like on our normal scheduled day. I usually do those as bonus videos through the week, so that nobody feels cheated or nobody feels like they have to watch it because that's the only video we put out that week. Excuse you, sir. Sir, we are not doing that today. No. He's been very playful, aggressively playful lately. But anyway, so I think for that, I'll be able to I've got like one other dedicated video that I'm working on, and then another 1, 2, 3 that are integrated. So, and the cool thing is, which I don't normally like to do this kind, where there are products that are not officially on the market yet. They're products that are coming to market, and so as we get them, they're technically being kind of tested a little bit, which means that there's potentially some kinks or there's some issues, and with that comes a different set of issues sometimes. However, they have that set up to when the video is posting later in the month and the following month, that those kinks will be worked out, if you will. Like, there's just, they don't have it like officially released into their full app because they have other products or whatever. So it creates a bit of a headache for me, just a little bit. I've had to fight with a few things this last week. I've got another one that I still have to, once the weather clears, I'm gonna have to, because it's an outdoor product, I'm gonna have to fight with it just a tad, to see if I can't get it working or if it truly is a dud. So we'll see. But I do prefer to do, you know, more established products generally, just because that way the timeline isn't as strict. I'm not having to hold anything until a release date of the product and that kind of stuff. But I do like sharing some of the cool products with you guys, and I know that sometimes y'all can feel like, oh, you know, I can't afford that, or you know, I don't want you to feel like we're trying to make you buy anything, number one. I always want you to feel like we are simply showing you something that we got to test out, that we're showing you how it worked for us. And we try to be as honest about that as we can. I mean, most of the things that we get product sponsorships for, I would never buy myself, because they're things that I don't consider necessary, that are maybe a little bit more expensive. And so it's not really in the budget. But how cool is it that I get to try it out simply because I have a YouTube channel and play around with it and use it. And some of the stuff is like, I'll probably never use that again. And some of the stuff is like, I might use that from time to time. So you know, it is what it is. So just keep that in your hat, you know, because there's times where we do kind of, it's sort of feast or famine, just like with anything, right? You have times where you have a lot in a row, and then we won't have any for a couple of months, and then we'll have a lot in a row, and then we don't have any for a couple of months. So that's, you know, just part of this crazy journey of YouTube, you know. Which is also why I was a little frustrated that the filming didn't get done of the progress on the shop past what I had filmed, just because that would have been nice footage to have to sprinkle in and to be able to show you guys the actual work that's been done. So, but it is what it is. So I do have a busy week ahead. I have lots of errands and lots of carting the kiddo around this week. We've got fifth quarter on Friday night after the home game at our church. So I'm helping with that. It's basically like an after football game party that they throw after every home game, and they rotate churches, and our church is up this time. So Mike and I are going to help chaperone and be there for that. So there it is. There you have it. It's going to be a busy week. Lots of videos are going to be worked on, some of which you'll see sooner and some of which you'll see later, but that's generally the way it goes, I suppose. And there will be some hunting videos and some pre-hunting videos coming up too. Again, once the weather lifts, we are able to get those filmed. They're ones that Mike is going to be predominantly handling, having to do with, you know, choosing kind of your best ammunition and your best pew for the job, for what you're hunting and that kind of stuff. So for deer, but anyway, I'll let him explain it to you, because he's all excited about this particular one that he wants to do. So we'll see. He was going to try to shoot it yesterday, but didn't end up happening, and then unfortunately the rain moved in, so it got sidelined this week. So it definitely won't be done this week. It was going to be Friday's video, but now I think it's going to be the following week or the week after, potentially. So we'll see. My hummingbirds are going crazy. I'm going to have to stop and buy some more sugar tonight. They have gone through about 5 gallons of hummingbird food just this week. And I just gave them the last of the sugar water, so I'm out of sugar now. So I'm gonna have to when I run into town tonight for Youth for Frankie, I'll have to pick up some more sugar so I can make them some more, because they're loading up. They're getting ready to migrate soon in the next few weeks, and before I know it, they'll go like gangbusters like this, and then one day they're just gone, and it's time to pull the feeders. And you know, usually they're here until about mid-October. Usually right after my birthday they leave. So I thought maybe they were getting ready to leave a little bit earlier because of the hurricane, because there were so many of them here. But maybe some of them just came a little further north to avoid the hurricane. I don't know. That's my theory. So anyway, guys, I hope you're having a blessed day and a blessed start to your week. I am going to be having my nose to the grindstone this week. I'm going to try not to get stressed out. I did get a ton of filming done yesterday, and some things handled that were on my this needs to get done list. But that list is ever growing. So, and at some point I have to find time to take us to, I guess, Tupelo to go to Home Depot, because he needs stuff for finishing the project in the shop that they don't carry in town here. So add that to my list. The list is long. So anyway, guys, I hope you have a blessed rest of your day. And as always, remember, safety's off.